American Express cards can be amazing, right? They're packed with value. But here's the thing. It is shockingly easy to make some super common mistakes that cost you real money. So today, we're going to break down 10 of those pitfalls that could be draining your wallet and, more importantly, show you exactly how to fix them.
Okay, let's get right into it. Even if you absolutely love your Amex card, I guarantee there are some hidden traps that could literally drain hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars in value, and we're going to uncover them right now.
So, this big number on your screen, what's that all about? Well, that's the potential value of just 70,000 Amex points. And you know what that is? That's often the difference between a pretty standard welcome offer and a great one. We're talking about over $3,000 for a business class flight. This is the kind of value that people are leaving on the table.
So this really sets up the core problem, right? We'll call it the Amex value trap. You've got this incredible promise of high-value rewards on one hand, and on the other, the reality of how easily all that value can just disappear because of a few common and totally avoidable mistakes.
Okay, so where do we even start? Well, the first couple of mistakes happen right at the very beginning, often before you've even had a chance to really use the card.
So, are you overpaying from day one? Seriously, the very first mistake a lot of people make is just paying too much for the card itself. We're talking about those big annual fees that give you some serious sticker shock if you don't know the workarounds.
Let's take the American Express Platinum card. You see that number? $695. That's the annual fee. It's a lot. But here's the secret. You don't always have to pay the full price, not even close.
And here's how you do it. There are basically three big ways to get that fee down. First up, if you're active duty military, Amex will most likely waive the entire fee. Just gone. Next, if your job gives you a corporate Amex, you can often get a discount or a statement credit back on your personal card. And finally, this is a big one. If you're ever thinking about canceling, you gotta call them up and ask for a retention offer. They'll often give you a bunch of points or a statement credit just to keep you as a customer.
Okay, mistake number 2 is a biggie, a huge one, and that's settling for a weak welcome bonus. This is so critical because Amex has this once-per-lifetime rule for each card. You only get one shot at the welcome bonus for, say, the Platinum card, so you have to make it count.
And that difference, that 70,000-point gap we saw, that's an opportunity cost of at least $700 and potentially way more. Remember that flight we talked about? This is real money. It's so worth spending a few extra minutes to hunt down the best possible offer before you apply.
All right, so you've got the card, you got it for a good price. Now what? Let's talk about getting value out of it every single day, because this is where the next 3 common and pretty costly mistakes tend to happen.
So this first one is subtle. It's about overvaluing the credits that come with the card. You know, it's really easy to do some card math in your head and think you're getting a great deal, but it's not always that straightforward, especially with those monthly use-it-or-lose-it credits.
You gotta ask yourself a tough question here. Are you forcing yourself to spend money just to use a credit? Like, are you going to Shake Shack because you have a $10 credit? If you wouldn't have spent that money anyway, then that credit isn't saving you anything. Its real value to you is zero.
All right, the next mistake is just leaving money on the table, a huge missed opportunity. And it's all about not using Rakuten. This is an online shopping portal that lets you double dip on rewards, and it has a really cool partnership with Amex.
So here's how it works, and it's kind of magic. Instead of getting cash back from Rakuten, you can tell it to pay you in Amex points. So that 1% cash back offer, boom, it's now 1 extra Amex point for every dollar you spend. You're getting points from Rakuten and from your card on the exact same purchase. It's an absolute no-brainer.
And if you want to go for a triple dip, this brings us to the next mistake. People just forget to activate their Amex offers. Seriously, you have to go into your account and click to add them. They're targeted deals that give you extra cash back or bonus points at stores you're probably already using. It's free money just waiting for you to click a button.
Okay, deep breath. This next section is, well, it's arguably the most important one. We're entering what I call the redemption minefield. This is where all your hard work earning points can go up in smoke with one bad click. This is where most of the value is lost. So what are your points really worth? The single most important thing to get is that an Amex point doesn't have a fixed value. It's not a penny. Its value can swing wildly from less than a cent to more than double that, all depending on how you use it. Just look at this chart. It says it all. You've got 70,000 points. If you redeem them for a statement credit, basically cash back, you get $420.
Not great. But if you transfer those exact same points to an airline partner, you could be looking at a flight worth $1,400 or way, way more. So here's the bottom line. Using points for cash back is almost always the worst thing you can do.
So, to make sure you don't fall into that trap, here are 3 golden rules. 1. Always find the flight or hotel you want to book before you transfer a single point. 2. Be patient. Wait for Amex to offer transfer bonuses. They can give you 25% or more extra value for free. And 3. Just make a personal rule for yourself. Never, ever settle for less than 1 cent per point in value.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. The last 2 mistakes we're going to talk about aren't about one-off transactions. They're about the long game, your overall strategy, and whether your cards are actually set up to help you win.
So, a really common mistake is just having the wrong card for what you're trying to do. Look at this example for groceries. If your goal is simple cash back, using the fancy Amex Gold card is actually a bad move. If you redeem those points for cash, you're only getting 2.4% back. You'd get more money back with a no-fee card like the Blue Cash Everyday, which gives you a straight 3%. It's all about matching the card to your goal.
And that brings us to our final mistake and a really clever solution. How do you stop yourself from losing all your hard-earned points if you decide to close a premium card? The answer is what I call a points vault.
It's so simple. Let's say you're tired of paying the annual fee on your Gold or Platinum card. Do not just close the account. If you do, you'll lose all your points. Instead, you just apply for a no-fee card, like the Amex Everyday card. This keeps your points account open, and you can just let your points sit there, safe and sound, for free, for as long as you want.
So it all boils down to this, doesn't it? Is your Amex strategy an asset, or is it a liability? By avoiding these 10 common mistakes, from overpaying that fee at the start to redeeming your points for poor value at the end, you can make sure your cards are working for you, turning them into a powerful financial asset that gets you the absolute most value out of every single dollar you spend.